When it comes to My Dress Up Darling, I have said this same sentiment week after week ever since, honestly, like the first episode aired. And that is like, honestly, this is like a masterpiece. And the writing of My Dress Up Darling is just it's just next level. Like, it's just absolutely like on another tier. Like, the last anime that I felt was this well written was Horimiya. And the thing that anime did was from a very much like from a romantic sense, right? I feel like it got romance like spot on. This one is also romance, but it's more than that, right? Like we've been talking, me and you've been talking each and every week, and as we've been talking to each other, right? The thing that I think that we could both agree that we recognize is this anime has taken Hina doll making and cosplaying and made them fully realized on the screen for both of us, right? And that really is a direct correlation to the creator of this manga, light novel, anime, right? The creator really spent their time, obviously, interviewing people who cosplay, or at least somebody who's popular in the cosplaying scene. Conversely, they also spent a lot of time interviewing people who make Hina dolls. Maybe they had one or multiple subjects, but you can really tell that the time was definitely taken to fully research all of these things to then come and put all of that on screen for us, or on ink for us, depending. Obviously, this is an adaptation of a source material, right? The reason I want to make that point is like there is just so much attention to detail here that the writing is just absolutely next level. And I'm talking more than just like the romantic level of sense. Like in this episode, right, there's a couple of scenes that I want to call out. So we had Juju talking to Kitagawa and talking to Gojo, right? And obviously Kitagawa was like, Marin was, hey, I wanna cosplay with you. Let's do a duo thing. And Juju was like, absolutely not. Like that's not how I don't do business like that. And she says, hey, I rent out a studio and stuff. And immediately Kitagawa and even Gojo jumped in like, oh, we'll split the cost with you for that. And Juju's first sense was like, yeah, it's 150,000 yen per hour. I typically have to be able to even rent a studio. I have to kind of cut corners when I'm making my actual cosplay set. What are the benefits of me sharing this space, sharing this time, sharing this photo session with these two? Well, the benefits to that is more money can go into my actual cosplay and more of it can stay in my pocket. So she immediately changes her tone and direction. She's like, okay, let's do it. Obviously, that makes Kitagawa's day, and that kind of, in a sense, made Gojo's day as well. So let's have this conversation back and forth. At the end of the episode, you have Juju and you have Gojo speaking on the phone. And obviously, they snuck in some ecchi and some fan service there with our Juju, Juju cutie patootie. So they snuck in some fan service for us. But regardless, during that conversation, there's a couple things to call out. Juju immediately is completely amazed and taken back with Gojo's I don't want to say his artistic sense, but his attention to detail, the way that he works, the way that he's putting these cosplays together. He sent her over the sketch of, what hers would look like. And she was like, hey, are these how all your drawings work? And he's like, yes, they are. But his detail is like absolutely like to the most minute detail within each of the different things. Like if there's like a strap here, he's talking about the detail of the strap. So she's completely taken back by just his commitment to putting this together, and I think that she's completely amazed by him. Now, I don't know if she's taken back in the like romantic sense, and I don't know if it'll even get to that. It may or may not. We don't know. Juju may be a competitor for Gojo's heart in the future, but she's completely taken back by that. As she also was taken back earlier in the episode when they were talking about, like, he was like, oh, I gotta watch the anime now. She's like, oh, I thought I could just send you, like, photos. He's like, no, I gotta really immerse myself so I can really... And she was impressed and, again, taken back by that as well. But during their conversation, they kind of go back and forth, and he was like, yeah, That was my first cosplay. Again, she was taken back by that because she was like, how in the hell was that your first cosplay? And then she starts putting things together like, yeah, I guess the photos were taken on a smartphone. I could tell there was, this, and that. And then he was like, oh, well, would you, who takes your pictures? She's like, my little sister does. He was like, oh, I would really love to learn that skill. That's a skill that I lack. And they end up setting up time for Juju and Gojo to get together, along with Juju's little sister, which is the one who actually takes her cosplay photos. And they end up meeting up with her, and she's a middle schooler, and she is very well endowed, and also like 3 times the size of Juju. Like Juju's like this little itty bitty petite, like 4'11" little girl, and her sister's probably like 5'9" or something. She has 178 centimeters. I don't even know what that is. I can't do centimeters to inches, but let's just call it she was damn near 6 foot. I'm going to call it 5'9", 5'11", somewhere around there. I'm thinking 5'9" sounds about right. But, we get to meet her sister, and her sister was very developed for a middle schooler, where Gojo and 𝐜𝐴gawa noticed that. And I thought that was interesting as well. But those conversations between Juju and Gojo, like, you could really feel Juju not I don't want to say falling in love, but falling in amazement with Gojo and just all of what he brings to the table, which I don't think she's dealt with anybody like that, who's like a cosplay designer in a sense. Because typically cosplay is very personal. It's very, you do it, you put it together. And maybe you have some friends who you can bounce ideas off of and stuff, but having somebody who's like, yo, I'm designing these things, I think is cool. Now, to backtrack, during the Wuv at Wuv time, obviously I'm impressed by all that stuff, but backtracking, Gojo and 𝐜𝐴gawa spent some time in her apartment, and I loved absolutely every single moment of that time. He goes to pick up DVDs. Instead of picking up DVDs, she invites him in. We find out that Marin is actually wearing contacts all the time. Her eyes are actually brown, which I thought was really cute as well because she looked really cute with just her normal eyes. But she immediately came out, just woke up, shirt falling out, parts falling out. Gojo taking it back to immediately. He was like the measurement scene, and he was like, I no longer need to guess what your measurements are. I just put it together in my head. And she thinks that he was embarrassed by her not wearing makeup, which he wasn't, and her not having her contacts in, which I don't think homeboy even noticed. And if he did, he probably was like, whatever, dude. He noticed some other things, and I freaking loved that. But regardless, she invites him in, and they spend time together. And I thought that whole scene was awesome because Gojo was falling apart. He was nervous. He was a wreck. He was falling over. He was about to pass out because he's never been to a friend's house, let alone a girl's house, and let alone a girl that he hasn't acknowledged yet, but he for sure has feelings for. So all of that came together, and then the moment he saw her room, it all went away because her room was like an anime, ecchi, visual novel store blew up in her bedroom, and he was like, this is your room. And they all went away in that moment. They spent time together. She ends up cooking for him. And she puts her heart into cooking some fried rice for him. And it actually tastes good, so it's really good for her. And they got to spend some time together. And I thought that was a really, really cute scene. And I really, the thing that I love most about the scene specifically is that she realizes her love for him. And she's like on cloud 9 during these times that they're spending together. And, he's just not there yet. I think she just needs to, if she was just a little bit vocal about it, I think he could also be there with her, which I think would be really cute. So I hope we get there. Next episode, I think we're going to get more focus on Juju and the middle schooler and taking pictures, and probably get to the studio in the next cosplay, which I'm excited for. But man, this episode was fantastic. This anime is just a masterpiece. Every freaking ass episode is just so damn good, y'all. It's just so good. And I love that I'm able to experience it with you guys. And I love that it also got the green light for a dubbed, which I think aired last week for the first time. So hopefully that dub, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, but hopefully that dub is really good too. I can't wait to watch this anime again through completion one more time and then watch it again when it gets fully dubbed. I think it's going to be really, really good. All right, I'm at my 10-minute mark. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this review. This freaking anime is amazing. Share me some comments. Share me all your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. And my friends, I will see you guys next week again for my Dress Up Darling Saturdays.